11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear.
Here we got a roll program. Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading. Plus 30 seconds. Roll complete and mission program. One round. Altitude's 2 miles. Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute. Downrange 1 mile, altitude 3, 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second. 11 Houston, thrusters go, all engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger, you're loud and clear, Houston. We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now. 11 Houston, your guidance is converged, you're looking good. Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second. Stand by for mode 1, Charlie. Mark, mode 1, Charlie. 1, Charlie. Cliff Charles, Worth taking a staging status. This is Houston, you are go for staging. Tower's gone. Roger, tower. Inboard cutoff. Inboard engines out. I'm inboard cutoff. Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston, roger out. Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look out.
think certainly to go as far away as the moon and look back on the Earth certainly does affect your perspective. And then when you see it, tiny as your thumbnail held out in front of you at arm's length, that sort of gets your attention. A beautiful sight, tiny, pristine, blue and white, very fragile-looking object, shining like a beautiful little headlight out there in the black velvet of space. It does change your perspective. It makes you think that we have to take better care of this little fragile entity, because it is fragile.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Ignition. We confirm ignition, and the thrust is go. Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance looks good, and the stage is good.
Apollo 11. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Around 3.5 minutes. You're still looking good. Your predicted cutoff is right on the nominal.
Roger, Apollo 11's go. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Your go for separation. Our system's recommendation is arm both spiral buses, over.
Okay, Spiral B coming armed. My intent is to use bottle primary one as per the checklist, therefore I just turned day on.
Roger, we concur with the logic.
All right, Neil, we need to rotate the spacecraft now. Okay, we got the Eagle in view. Moving forward. 40 meters. $30 meters. 25. 20 meters. 15 meters. 10 meters. Fast. 8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter. Okay, we got the Eagle in view. Moving forward. 10 meters. 8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter. And capture.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe, auto tracking now.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
How is Neil? How are you reading, Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's fine. Houston, we're ready for LEM ejection.
Roger, go for LEM ejection.
Thank you.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, go ahead.
Roger, could you give us some comments on how the transposition docking went, over?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well, Houston, although I expect I used more gas than I've been using in the simulator, except for using a little more gas, and I'd be interested in your numbers on that. Everything went nominally.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
Eagle, Houston, the alignment and the initialization look good to us, over. Roger, thank you. Eagle, Houston, would you have Columbia go to the high gain, yaw 0, pitch -20, over?
There you go, 1 minute till take. You guys take care.
See you later. Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over. Roger, understand. Roger, Eagle, undock. Roger, how does it look? The Eagle has wings. Roger. Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over. I do believe you got thrusters on board that vehicle. Okay, you've got it. Do it, native. Roger, let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over.
Guidance says we're go. Coming up on 5 minutes to ignition, Gene Kranz getting a go, no-go for descent.
Okay, all flight controllers, I'm going around the horn. Make your go, no-goes based on the data you had prior to LOS. See, we got it back. Give you another few seconds. We're going, fine. Okay, retro, go. Vital, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Self-com, go. Ginsey, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go to continue PDI.
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Copy. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 feet. 2,000 feet. Altitude 47 degrees. Roger. 100 feet still with 37 degrees. Roger, 1202. We copy. 534 degrees. Understand.
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're go for landing. Over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Copy. Alarm. Roger, 1201 alarm. Into the ag, 47 degrees, Roger. 47 degrees. 60 seconds.
Altitude 1,600. Still looking very good. Roger, 1202, we copy it. Count and a half. 30 seconds forward.
down 3.5. 47 forward. I'll leave it flu. Relay to us. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in flu.
Okay, you should have him now, Houston.
Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over. Eagle, Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Manual attitude control is good. Roger, copy.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Where go? Same type. Where go? 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees. Eagle looking great. Your go.
Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy it. 35 degrees. 35 degrees, 750, coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 100 feet, down at 19. 540 feet, down at 30, down at 15. At 400 feet, down at 9. Gate forward. 1050 feet, down at 4. 36.5 down. They're pegged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. On 1.5 down. 70. Got the shadow up there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 8.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. Within 60 feet, 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. And 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down. 9 forward. 5%. 185. 75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Fake shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ATA at a descent. Mode control both auto. Descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston,
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
I'm at the foot of the ladder. The limb footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the fine sandy particles. Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying. There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around. Beautiful view. Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent desolation. I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the surface. I want to back up and partially close the hatch. Making sure not to lock it on my way out. Didn't know you could throw so far. You can really throw things a long way up here. And incidentally, these rocks are very powdery.
powdery surface.
Something interesting in the bottom of this little crater here.
It's a little difficult to dig through the crust.
Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard surface, but it appears to be very cohesive material of the same sort. The Ascent engine did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount.
Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil.
It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. My pocket open, Buzz?
Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, though. Hit it back once more. More toward the inside. Okay, that's good. I believe I'm out of your field of view. Is that right now, Houston?
That's affirmative, Buzz. Okay, Buzz, we ready to bring down the camera?
I'm all ready. I think it's 2 miles squared away in good shape.
Okay. I'll step out and take some of my first pictures here.
Roger, Neil. We're reading you loud and clear. Let's see, getting some pictures and the contingency sample.
The laser ranging retroflector experiment was deployed on Apollo 11, 14 and 15. It consists of a series of corner cube reflectors, which are a special type of mirror with the property of always reflecting an incoming light beam back in the direction it came from. These reflectors can be illuminated by laser beams aimed through large telescopes on Earth. The reflected laser beam is also observed with the telescope, providing a measurement of the round-trip distance between Earth and the Moon. This is the only Apollo experiment that is still returning data from the Moon. Many of these measurements have been made by McDonald Observatory in Texas. Laser beams are used because they remain tightly focused for large distances. Nevertheless, there is enough dispersion of the beam that is about 7 kilometers in diameter when it reaches the Moon and 20 kilometers in diameter when it returns to Earth. Because of this very weak signal, observations are made for several hours at a time. By averaging the signal for this period, the distance to the Moon can be measured to an accuracy of about 3 centimeters. The average distance from the Earth to the Moon is about 385,000 kilometers. The laser ranging retroflector experiment has produced many important measurements. These include an improved knowledge of the Moon's orbit and the rate at which the Moon is receding from Earth, which is currently 3.8 centimeters per year.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture.
The passive seismic experiment detected lunar moonquakes and provided information about the internal structure of the Moon. This experiment studied the propagation of seismic waves through the Moon and provided our most detailed look at the Moon's internal structure. The Apollo 11 seismometer returned data for just 3 The passive seismic experiment detected lunar moonquakes and provided information about the internal structure of the moon. This experiment studied the propagation of seismic waves through the moon and provided our most detailed look at the moon's internal structure. The Apollo 11 seismometer returned data for just 3 weeks but provided a very useful look at lunar seismology. More advanced seismometers were deployed at the Apollo 12, 14, 15 and 16 landing sites and transmitted data to Earth.
Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over?
Negative. Be advised that a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface.
Houston, roger out.
Okay, it's quite dark here in the shadow and a little hard for me to see that I have good footing. I'll work my way over into the sunlight here without looking directly into the sun. Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you.
Roger, Neil.
The Lunar Flag Assembly, or LFA, was a kit containing a flag of the United States, designed to be planted by astronauts on the Moon during the Apollo program. 7 such flag assemblies were sent to the Moon, 6 of which were planted, the exception being the one carried on Apollo 13, which had to abort its landing due to a serious spacecraft failure. The nylon flags were hung on telescoping staffs and horizontal bars constructed of 1-inch anodized aluminium tubes. The flags were carried on the outside of the Apollo lunar module, most of them on the descent ladder inside a thermally insulated tubular case to protect them from exhaust gas temperatures calculated to reach 2000 degrees Fahrenheit or 1090 degrees Celsius. 6 of the flags were ordered from a government supply catalogue and measured 3 feet by 5 feet. The last one planted on the Moon was slightly larger, at 6 foot wide, the flag which had hung in the Mission Operations Control Room in the Manned Spacecraft Centre for most of the Apollo programme.
Hey Neil, didn't I say we might see some purple rocks?
Find a purple rock?
Yep. I've noticed several times in going from the sunlight into shadow that just as I go in, I catch an additional reflection off the lens that, along with the reflection off my face onto the visor, makes visibility very poor just at the transition sunlight into the shadow. I essentially have so much glare coming onto my visor, I'm under shadow, until helmet actually gets shadow, and then it takes a short while for my eyes to adapt to lighting conditions. Inside the shadow area. Neil is now unveiling the plaque that is.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's 2 hemispheres, one showing each of the 2 hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the Moon, July 1969, BT. It came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States.
I start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy.
This is the solar wind composition experiment. The Sun continually emits a flux of electrically charged particles into space. This is termed the solar wind. The Earth's magnetic field prevents these charged particles from reaching the Earth's surface, although in the Earth's polar regions these particles can reach the upper part of the atmosphere, causing auroras. The Moon is outside the Earth's magnetic field for most of each month and has a negligible atmosphere, allowing solar wind particles to reach the Moon's surface. The solar wind composition experiment was performed on Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15 and 16. It consisted of an aluminium foil sheet 1.4 metres by 0.3 metres that was deployed on a pole facing the Sun. This foil was exposed to the Sun for periods ranging from 77 minutes on Apollo 11 to 45 hours on Apollo 16, allowing solar wind...
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
That would be an honor.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you... For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure they too join with Americans in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this Earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not only the United States, but men of peace of all nations, men with interest and a curiosity and men with a vision for the future. Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
Tranquility Base, Houston.
Roger, go ahead.
Roger, our guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff.
Roger, understand. We're number one on the runway.
Roger.
Ascent, proceed. Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. 5 to pitch over. Very smooth. Balance come along. Very quiet ride. There's that one crater on there.
Feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise. Here you go, Houston. Request manual start override.
Roger.
2,600 feet altitude. Here you go, Houston. You're looking good to us.
Houston, we got the service module going by.
Roger, thank you.
And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing.
800 nautical miles high, velocity 33,000 feet per second. Houston, we'll have you for about 3-4 minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Orion.
Roger.
Guidance reports Apollo 11 right down the middle of the corridor. And 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us.
See you later.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Apollo 11, Houston, through Orion. Apollo 11, Houston, and the line, airboss has a visual contact. Apollo 11, Houston, standing by for your disk reading, over. Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over. Apollo 11, agreed to life core. Our position 1330, 16915. Aircraft reports visual with 3 full tubes.
Condition of crew, over.
Condition of crew, 3,500 feet on the way down.
11 is Hornet, copy. 11 Hornet, what's your splashdown error, over?
Okay, our splashdown error is our latitude 1330, 16915. That's
All right, don't shoot.